Well, hello, everybody. I'm 19 Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. It was a pretty nice day across the area on our Wednesday. The winds were overall a little bit lighter and temperatures right about where they should be after this time of the year. But we have some changes in the forecast going forward. Tracking a chance for showers and thunderstorms later on today does pose a risk for strong to possibly severe storms. We'll have lingering rain chances into our Friday. And then we get one dry day before more rain returns as we head into Easter Sunday. So let's time out the rain chances for today. Now this morning, no issues whatsoever. So if you are heading out and about this morning through maybe even about noon or 1 o'clock today, you shouldn't have any problems. Now, we could have a couple of showers try to develop, maybe a thunderstorm as early as about 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. But really the bulk of the activity I think is going to start to move in as we get towards that 4, 5, 6 p.m. time frame, and then continuing kind of off and on through the evening hours into part of the overnight. Now we could see another wave of showers and storms roll through overnight into early tomorrow morning, and then we'll just have some lingering showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two around throughout the day Friday, maybe lingering into part of Friday night. Some of the data has everything out of here by late Friday afternoon, so we'll just have to watch trends on that. But the good news is as we get into Saturday, we're looking at sunny to mostly sunny conditions and overall going to be a pretty nice day. Let's take a look at another look at future track. Now this one has some showers tracking south of Lansing and Viroqua over to near Richland Center this morning, and then maybe some activity by the midday hours. But I don't really think we're going to see much until about midday because the air is still going to be very dry. But dew points will climb into the 50s by the afternoon hours, and that should allow for eventually showers and storms to roll in here as we get into late this afternoon into tonight. This run of future track is keeping most of the activity north through about mid-evening and then eventually rolling through into the very late evening and early overnight hours. And then into Friday, we'll still maintain some scattered shower chances. There could even be a couple of isolated thunderstorms mixed in, but I'm not expecting any severe weather with that, though we do have a risk for severe weather still today. Storm Prediction Center in their early morning update at about 1 a.m. when this came out did not really change the risk area since yesterday. We still have a level 1 risk for basically the entire area, level 2 risk from Rochester to Decorah south and west. Now, this will update as the day goes on, so be sure to check back on our social media pages for updates on that. But the timing, I have it as early as 2 p.m., but realistically it's more towards about that 5, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. time frame. There's a very low risk for an isolated tornado, mainly south and west of La Crosse, really in that level 2 risk area. Primary threat's going to be hail up to about 1.5 inches in diameter, which is about ping pong ball size. Winds could gust as high as 60 to 65 miles per hour, and then there is a chance for some heavier downpours. I don't really expect flooding to be a concern, but there could be some ponding of water on roadways, especially if the rain comes down heavy enough and goes over the same area multiple times. Now, when you look at the hail and wind risk, when it says up to for both, that just means the strongest storms could produce hail up to that size or winds up to that certain speed. But the other thing to consider is, again, showers and storms expected. More than one round could be possible. I still think it's a conditional severe threat because we have to watch, the wind shear levels, which are looking pretty low at this point still. Also, the instability levels, if we can get enough energy with the sunshine and the warmer temperatures today, and how far north the moisture levels get. So either way, could have a couple strong to severe storms. It could be maybe a little bit on the higher end, but it could be a little bit on the lower end. But overall, it's on the lower end of the scale. Either way, just keep an eye on the radar and just have a way to get those alerts should any be issued later on today. Now for tomorrow, just a couple of thunderstorms possible east of Sparta and Lansing. And then you can see the severe risk is farther over east of our area. So I'm not expecting any severe storms for our Friday. So here's the extended forecast. 70 degrees today, 60 tomorrow. Likely that could be earlier in the day, but we may see it, peak at the normal time in the afternoon. Saturday, though, looking great. Starting off in the 30s, but we're up to the 50s by the afternoon. And we're tracking yet another system that looks to mostly bring rain Sunday into Monday, but we're going to worry more about that once we get this current system out of the way.